And we're here for the world to see. Do I have to do that Facebook thing now where I go in there and I...
Yeah, every episode.
I don't know if I think I fixed that, honestly. I don't think I have to go in anymore.
Well, if we don't get any comments from Facebook, then we know that you didn't.
I'm going to go see. I'm going to go look. Well, I want to go anyway, because I'm going to put the link in the comments so that if people want to come, they can. Let's see. I see the video. I'm going to click the thing, and it says it's slow to do the thing that I want it to do.
So it's good?
I don't know. It says edit live audience, and it's coming up as... No, that's
public?
That's not what I wanted to do. It's not what I wanted to do at all. It sent me to the live dashboard. No. Stupid Facebook. Can't you just edit? Oh, that's what I hit edit live video. I wanted to hit edit all the audience, and it's public. It is.
Okay, cool. So we're good. And if anyone's out there,
if you want,
tell us.
Click here. You know what I did? I went into business integrations in Facebook, and you can go to StreamYard, and you can like make the default public there. And so
cool.
I think that's what it did. So now we're all set. I'm gonna get rid of Facebook, so I'm not staring at our own video, which
feels weird. But we kind of do that anyways, just in the StreamYard window.
Yeah, I'd rather do it here than there.
It's not that weird.
I'm having spaghetti and meatballs leftovers.
I just finished my leftovers. I had some rice.
Rice is good.
Well, I made General Tso's and rice, and I went in to grab it, and all the chicken was gone. It was just rice. I'm like, you little fuckers. That's the way of it.
There's so many different kinds of rice. You could have rice with Indian food, and then there's Asian food rice, and then there's Mexican rice. There's rice works with everything.
Oh yeah, man, absolutely. It's a very good filler too.
I'm arguing with Travis about the new Spider-Man.
Okay, what's the argument? Will Pace, what's going on, man? Good to see you.
Yeah.
What's the argument?
The argument is, I thought the first issue stunk, and him and everybody else on planet Earth says that it's incredible.
Okay.
It's the new Ultimate Universe, Jonathan.
Yeah, I haven't read it yet, but I've heard some things.
Everybody says it's like the greatest thing ever, and I read it, and I'm like, this might be one of the most boring books I've read in a long time.
Yeah. Well, I mean, the Ultimate Universe, though, from what I can tell, has always been about gathering the audience. You know, the younger audience, kind of bringing them in. Is that what this is about, or?
I think it's the other way. I think the people that were supposed to be, I guess, attracted to the first Ultimate Universe, now it's 20 years later and they're older. So now it's like it's the same group of people, but now it's 30 and 40-year-olds. You know, that's who
that's weird.
Bringing in. They're supposed to be bringing back. My wife thinks she can flash me off camera and it's going to distract me talking about Spider-Man, but it's not true.
Well, then why don't we switch places? Because she can distract the shit out of me if she wants.
No, it's, you know what it is? It's trying to bring back disgruntled comic fans, I feel.
Okay. I think that what we really need to do is show people that comics are for everybody, and that it is a medium of storytelling that's not less intelligent. So I don't think we need to bring the guys back who are going to whine and complain. We don't fucking want those people, to be honest.
They're not whining and complaining. Everybody says that they like it. So
okay.
So I mean, I'm the only one whining and complaining.
Well, then we don't fucking need you. You know what I was wondering about you?
mm,
Have you ever thought about making a film studio? Is that something that you've ever?
For the context, for the 3 people who are watching, I messaged Chuck last night. I don't know, it must be 11 o'clock. And I said, I want to own my own movie studio. You know what it was? Because I came up with an idea, and I'm like, this would make a great movie. Like a 90s thriller, like Double Jeopardy, you know? Like one of those movies.
Okay.
And it would be awesome if you're head of a movie studio, and you're just like, wake up with an idea, and you go, you know what? I'm going to greenlit this fucker. Like, you could just do that.
Yeah.
I would love that power, just to say, like, you know what? I decide I want to make this movie.
I want to do this. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. But you know what? The people that have that power don't come up with movie ideas.
I think...
Generally speaking.
No, I think you're right. And I think the other problem with it is that they're more concerned usually with numbers, you know, because it's an investment.
Yeah.
And it's such a big investment.
They're more business people.
Exactly. And it's just like, let the creatives do what the creatives do. And people will or will not buy it. And just basically let them do what they're going to do and give them a budget depending on how good you feel about that project. So if they're like, oh, we're going to do this like hippie space opera kind of thing, and they're like, yeah, we're not feeling that, so we're just going to give you $5 million, and that's what's it. And then they're like, we have this, we have an amazing superhero thing that we know is going to be awesome, and we've got top people and all this kind of shit on board. Oh, okay, cool. We'll give you the $100 million or whatever, you know?
I mean, I'm thinking about James Gunn, because James Gunn's a creative guy. He's a filmmaker that's now the head of a studio. So he's basically waking up and be like, you know, I'm going to make all these DC guys. And I mean, he's hiring people to make the films, but he's pretty much architecting it.
Yeah.
And I don't think Kevin Feige has that level of, I don't know, orchestration, like writer orchestration that James Gunn has.
I honestly don't know. I don't know. I mean, yeah, I know that
he's done something right since the beginning
of right.
I can't figure out where I want this computer. Like, do I want it here? No, I gotta get it right. There, it's fine. Every time we go live, I have to be in a different place in my house.
What's up, Joey Galvez? Good to see you, dude. We're just we're chatting about stories and stuff. You asked me a good question last time we talked. You were asking me about if I'd watched anything new.
Okay.
I'm going to ask.
I sat down with my wife to watch Only Murders in the Building, and then that's when you messaged me, and I was like, "Oh, I gotta go live with Chuck." She goes, "We're 5 minutes into this." And I go, "Yeah, sorry, I'm dishing you." She goes,
and now I feel bad because that's a fucking great show. I enjoyed the hell of it.
We're on episode 9 of the newest season, and she's like, "Fine, I'll just watch Real Housewives instead." I'm like, "Okay."
Yeah, great series. Love it. Hey, fellas, can't hang up because I'm with my kiddo. I just want to say hi. Hey, Christopher, good to see you, man.
Always say hey. What are you watching?
So, I thank you for asking. I just started The Sopranos last night.
Ooh, that's a monumental decision.
Never watched it. Yes. Yeah, I know I have a lot in store for me. And I mean, like, I'm on episode 2, so, you know, the questions of, like, how amazing is it? I don't know. It's like, it's episode 2. Like, it's good.
You have to... Sopranos is one of those things you have to place within its historical context, right?
Yeah.
When it came out, there was nothing like it. It blew people away. Nowadays, it's like, oh, it's just it would be like another show, you know, on Netflix.
Yeah.
But it was really groundbreaking the way they didn't have long form storytelling like that.
Yeah, and I get all of that. Just so far, it's like it's a solid show. Like that's about it. There's nothing, you know, amazing about it or anything like that. And I mean, you're on the 2nd episode, so what really has happened to grab you by the balls, you know? And yeah, Joey, you're totally right. They did set the precedent. Like, just knowing that from the outside looking in, but now I get to be on the inside, and yeah, so far so good.
I watched it. When did I watch it? I watched it after it finished airing. I was in college, so maybe 13, 14 years ago, I watched the whole thing.
I mean, so the ending is like the world's worst secret.
I didn't know that when I first watched it.
Okay, I mean, for me it was. So
when I
what
first
do you-
watched the ending, I was in college, and my friend is a diehard Sopranos fan, and we were in college, so he's sitting there wasted, and he's watching me. He's like, "Watch, Frank. Watch what happens. Watch what happens." And I'm like, "Okay," because he's so excited to like see what I think of the end. It was very funny.
and then it stops, and then what do you do?
I was just like, "That was it. That was what happened." He goes, "Yeah, wild, right?" I go, "I guess." It was.
I've heard a lot of different sides to it. Like I've heard people be like, "Oh my gosh, that ending is amazing, and I love it," and they'll try to give reasons, and I just don't really listen because I want to have my own feel of it when I do get there. I like that. Even the intro, everyone, even Marvel models it after The Sopranos. Good call, Joey. Yeah, I hadn't even thought of that. But then of course there's people who are just like, it just ends. It's just done.
Well, it makes a bigger mess. It has a bigger meaning about like life. And
yeah.
You know what? That's what it is, Joey. Everybody, it allows a blank slate for people to come away how they want to. If you loved it, great. If you didn't love it, that's also great. For me, I'm just like, it was a decision. It was a choice that they made. Like I don't think it's I don't think it's some groundbreaking decision, and I don't think it's the worst ending ever. I'm just like, it's an ending. It was the choice. It was a decision.
Yeah.
I could talk about some great series finales, but I think what Sopranos did was it highlighted the anti-hero. You know, the main character was not really a good person. You know, we look at it set the trend for Mad Men,
Walter White.
White. Yeah, it definitely set that bar. And there's been a whole bunch of great ones that followed afterwards.
Yeah.
Cat, fucking stop eating pasta. God. So what else? No, you know what I want to get into? Because I just started my Star Trek journey. Did I tell you this?
No.
I watched all the movies, but I've never seen any of the shows. And I'm like, screw it. Are you a Star Trek guy?
I've watched enough of it.
So I haven't seen any of the shows, and I started with Strange New Worlds.
Okay, wow. Yeah, I haven't watched that. I haven't watched any of the newest ones.
Yeah, well, I'm starting with the newest stuff, and I finished that. I'm like, this is great. I want to keep going. Yeah. And then I went to Discovery just to learn that it's a prequel to Strange New Worlds, which kind of screwed everything up. It was supposed to be before Strange New Worlds, so I went out of order. But anyway, after Discovery is done, I want to. I'm a Next Gen fan, seen every episode. Yeah, I haven't really gone that far yet. So what I want to do is after this, I want to go back to the original series, but I don't want to watch every episode. So I'm going to have to make like a key episode list.
Okay.
I'm going to have to do one of those. You know what? The only Star Trek episode I've actually seen was the one with Khan, because I wanted to watch that one before I watched Wrath of Khan.
Oh, yeah.
So I've seen that one. I forget what it's called.
I think the thing about the original Star Trek series, especially, is every episode was a one and done, pretty much. You know.
Mm-hmm.
So it was like you watch it, and it doesn't necessarily feed into. You know what? We watched the first season of Picard, and yeah, we enjoyed it. But yeah, I mean, every episode is just its own thing, and I don't think there's any real like sequential storytelling going on there. Yeah, exactly.
And stuff.
Yeah. Whereas with Next Generation, you do start to get that, and actually, big time, you get it in. Oh my gosh, it's actually my favorite one. The wormhole one. Joey's gonna tell me in a second, I'm sure.
I have no idea. The wormhole one.
Yeah. It's
But
about the space station.
You know what's great was Strange New Worlds had that kind of monster of the week, one and done feel to it, where they would go to a planet, they would have an adventure, but then in the background they would have like story threads and character arcs that like continued from episode to episode. But the greater focus of that episode was singular, which was kind of cool. Discovery's not like that. Discovery is kind of a much more long form.
Deep Space Nine.
Okay. That's one where they have it's on a station, right? It's not on a ship. So it's a little different because when they're
but
mobile, they could go all over the place.
They do get very mobile after a while. And it actually, like, honestly, I mean, the first 2 seasons are just kind of about the politics and the bullshit that's going on the actual space station. But after that, there's a humongous war that breaks out. And that war is really interesting. And the stuff that goes on is really good. Dude, honestly, Joey, those first couple seasons are just kind of like 2 seasons of setup.
He does exist during the day. This is like your soap opera Chuck in the middle of the day.
Yeah, oh, dude, yeah. Daytime Chuck's still new to me. I should be sleeping right now.
No, I've roped Chuck into at least attempting to do this on a regular basis.
I was like, all right, I can wake up before noon, I suppose.
I like, I like a fair amount of those space shows. I liked Battlestar Galactica. I didn't watch when it aired, but I watched it recently, like a couple years ago.
I loved it.
You know what I really liked? I was surprised I liked it so much. I watched it. All these shows I didn't watch growing up, but I watched them now. I finished Farscape. You ever watch Farscape?
No, but I know a lot of people really dug that one.
It started off really slow, and then what I heard is there was a lot of like executive interference, and then once they stepped back and just let the creators just do what they wanted, it turned into a much better show. And it felt more grounded. It didn't feel like a big special effects with Star Wars, Star Trek. It felt more like a Xena or a Hercules show that they just decided to put into space.
Yeah.
And it got super dark at times and super serious, but it was also super light. Like they utilized a whole lot of puppets and goofy stories. It was a good show. It was an all-around good show.
One that we really enjoyed a lot was the new Lost in Space that was done on Netflix. It was just 3 seasons. It had a finish. Yeah, it was good.
Yeah, it was pretty good. I watched that with my wife. And then the Orville. I watched the Orville before I watched Star Trek.
Oh yeah.
So yeah, there's a bunch of them. Space is great. And then I got my own Grim Space series going on. So I definitely dabble in the space. I didn't realize how much I'm into.
Would you say that, like, do you have a primary genre that you enjoy the most?
I mean, I'm a horror guy. I don't think I could ever get rid of that.
Yeah.
There was just something about growing up and renting horror movies from Blockbuster with blood and murder and naked girls that I just can't get out of my head.
Dude, I get that.
Yeah.
And I'm a fantasy guy.
I don't push horror onto my kids. However, for some reason, this past Halloween, my 6-year-old was a Demogorgon from Stranger Things. My 9-year-old daughter was Wednesday. And my 11-year-old was Freddy Krueger, who I was at as 11-year-old on Halloween. So I don't know. I got a horror family going on.
James Michael Hammond's in the house.
What's up? I put the link in Facebook if anybody wants to come join.
And if you guys don't want to, which I understand some people just don't like FaceTime, you can always just like talk to us. So, if there's something you want to talk about, Joey's been really great. But yeah, ask us questions.
We do not bring up an agenda here. We're here just to kind of just to be here.
Actually, we do have an agenda. Our agenda is to make sure that Frank gets enough face time that he's not forgotten when Kickstarter season shows up.
Kinda. This is my way of being on Facebook without actually having to scroll through comments. And
Mad respect, by the way. I respect it.
I found that I don't know what the word is, but it's a positive word. And not be on Twitter and Facebook and Instagram all the time. You know what? I do cheat because I can't get rid of Messenger. And in order to get onto Messenger, I have to go onto Facebook on my computer. And
yeah,
I might like scroll down like one or two, and then I go off of it really quick just to get off of the feed. So I do see some stuff from time to time, but I'm actively fighting the urge to just do the scrolling.
I was like, to cut myself.
Pretty much is what it feels like. But you know what? I do have a question. What's my question? In May, I'm launching my first like trade size book. It's going to be 60 pages.
Okay.
So like, I don't really know how I'm going to formulate this Kickstarter because I've never done one like this before. So I'm going to have, obviously, the digital version, right?
Yeah.
I'm going to have a standard cover. Then I got to figure out what to price them as because I've never priced these things before. I'm going to have a variant. That's another tier, right?
Yep.
And then I'm going to have the bundle of the variant and the standard. And then maybe I can do it's for Grimspace. So then maybe I could do a Grimspace bundle of like past stuff.
Yeah.
And I guess that's it. And then I'll do the big tier stuff that I do for every campaign.
Well, yeah. I mean, obviously, you could do stuff like a digital bundle of everything you've done.
I could do that too. You know what it is? Because I feel like I can make up the tiers with variants for like a one shot, but I don't want to do 4 variants on a trade. I don't want to.
No, I agree.
So I think just one is fine, and then I gotta just like pepper in some other stuff there.
And I could be wrong, but I feel like if you're going to do a variant for a trade, which I have no issue with, I would make the variant special. So instead of just being like, hey, we got a different artist, maybe, put some spot UV on there or glow in the dark or, whatever. Like there's.
I've never done fancy stuff before. You know what it is? So my first one was Jack and the Beanstalk. Everybody knows that. Everybody knows Pinocchio, which was my second one. The third story is The Golden Bird, which is a fairy tale that not a lot of people know. So it's not.
I've heard of it.
Yeah. So it's the title of the story is The Golden Flying Thingy. And it's a giant golden winged alien. So maybe if I could do like some special gold for the character, I don't know. It's just a thought. Maybe I could contact the printer and see if they have any ideas.
Totally. Or you could talk to some of the other guys who do stuff like that, who have played with that stuff.
I do not need help with my page. I think after doing over 20 Kickstarters, I kind of got it down to a science. But for my first publication. So if anybody needs Kickstarter page building help, Joey is always on top of things, very competent and reliable. I would recommend him.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I've only heard good things.
So, we got John here. John!
Yeah!
We got friends.
What's up?
I don't know about all that, but we have John.
I built 20s. It's not a competition, Joe. Okay.
When you got no one else, I'm the best you got.
And you've got drumsticks. Speaking of trades, isn't the drumstick trade on right now?
It is. You get to be my first impromptu interview. I haven't been doing my diligence to set it up, but yeah, we went live Tuesday morning.
Throw the link in the comments. Oh me.
I will.
I can't put it everywhere, but I could put it on YouTube. The link.
Thanks. Yeah. Thanks for the open invite. Hopefully, you don't get too many porn bots in here, but
Oh no, we welcome porn bots. We don't.
Yeah, we're not like Travis. We like them.
Yeah.
No, I appreciate it. I'm having trouble chatting with people about just stuff in general because, like most of us, a lot of people are night owls, and I've been actually, honestly, not really able to hang late at night in the last couple of years, so I haven't been able to get my face out there.
Yeah, nights. It's tricky. I wanted to do something different with Chuck, so I kind of approached him with the idea of like old guys grabbing coffee at diner kind of
Yeah.
concept.
I
That's
love
the,
it.
so,
I hope for more of that in the future. I've been having some trouble post pandemic times health wise, so I feel like the old guy in the diner is my scene.
I hope you're okay, John.
Yeah, no, nothing too major. I feel fortunate, but I just not really able to hang on those late night streams and stuff like that.
I
just
feel it.
Yeah,
not in the best
I'm trying to do that too. I'm getting a like a writing podcast. I had Travis on last week,
I
and
saw that.
did you see that? I
Yeah.
didn't realize it until after the fact. I'm like, I did nothing but talk shit to Travis this entire time.
Travis and John are both they kind of draw that out on you, like in almost a good way.
We do we bring it on ourselves, but I definitely have been consciously trying to bite my tongue a little bit because
Man,
I sometimes don't. I do it with people I don't know if they're comfortable with it, and I hope people aren't offended. But you just kind of shoot the shit with buddies, give each other shit.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
I try not
that's
to
what
as
I was
much.
saying because I chose Travis as my first guest on the show because I feel comfortable with him. I'm like,
Yeah.
I don't know if I could do this with everybody. Just like be like, what the fuck are you writing now? But it was good. But that's like my more formal show where I'm gonna have guests and do the nighttime thing. This is like just like whatever, It's so whatever that Chuck and I have forgotten to do it on a regular basis.
Oh yeah. We've actually remembered to do it less often than we have actually
It's true. Yeah.
forgotten. Yeah.
We were supposed to do it yesterday, and then it just Chuck was busy and I was busy.
It was all on me. Yeah.
And
Well, it worked out for me.
I had something going on too. And then today we're like, let's shoot for today, and we're like, fine. And Chuck messaged me at like 1:10, like, are we still doing this?
It's like, are we doing this?
Even when we do it, I still forget to do it.
And I'm
Which is
actually
good.
on
But you know what?
I'm on lunch
that's
from
kind
work,
of the
so you
point.
caught me at a good time.
Yeah, no, but
Are
it's
you-
kind of the point that it's so informal that
Yeah.
I forgot to do it. It has no strict schedule. So
Yeah, I'm checking my work email as we speak.
Oh, I love that. Joey said he found himself looking for the show. That's great.
it was ridiculous.
Every day he refreshes your stream, waiting for it.
Yeah, right? Is it here yet? What about now? We aim for Wednesdays around 1 Eastern. That's the aim.
Wednesday at
Or noon
1.
or whatever. Yeah.
So, but we might show up at 4:00 and be like, "Hey, we're on at 4 today."
Yeah.
So, tell us about Drumsticks, John. Give us the Drumsticks pitch.
So for people who don't know, Drumsticks of Doom is what if Black Sabbath, not the Beatles, became the most popular band in the world, and thus the universe was changed forever, musically and otherwise. Our main character, Lana, just wants to play her indie music in a heavy metal world, and she's thrust into a battle to keep heavy metal on the top of the charts when she finds a magic pair of drumsticks. So that's the short pitch for Drumsticks of Doom. We got through 4 issues in about 2 years. Co-creator Dan Doherty and I, with a lot of help along the way, and now we're ready finally to do our first trade, which of course you guys know is a huge step in this community. Yeah. It's just so nice to have that fat book on the table, and here's the whole story, so to speak. There is more to this story. I believe it will be 3 volumes when it all is said and done.
Oh, cool.
To get to this first collected edition was just such a huge step for us.
Yeah.
And it's off to a great start.
Are you doing anything special as far as like variant covers or anything?
We did. Oh, sorry, my thing's getting feedback. Yeah, we're doing 2 covers. For those who've been following the series, the series opened with the Maria Wolf, Mike Spicer cover, which was just amazing. But co-creator Dan Doherty also did an amazing cover. Both, of course, fittingly tributes to Manowar album covers. So I couldn't decide which one I wanted. So I said, you know what? It's my company. We're going to do both. So we do have the Maria Wolf is the Make 100. Kickstarter's doing the Make 100 have a tier or have a Kickstarter that features 100 of a product. So we are doing the Maria Wolf cover is going to be the Make 100, so only 100 available to the public.
Cool.
We also have these sweet
Here she is.
heavy metal hand
Mom,
plastic
yes.
3D printed drumstick holders here. Those are
Nice.
cool. So a couple fun things. We have bigger stickers, bigger pins. This will be the first time that the Ryan Vela all metal cover is available. So we got that. So we've got some cool stuff here.
So you guys have been doing, which I love because we do it too with Belial and whatnot. You've been doing some of the homage metal covers. Is there any albums that you really want to homage that maybe you haven't been able to, or you think maybe like nobody knows this, like no one would know what this album is?
I think we already checked off the no one knows. As popular as Manowar is around the world, I don't know if too many people would recognize it. But we did the Dio cover there. We also, thanks to your inspiration, got Ryan to do a Megadeth. We went with Peace Cells, of course.
Of course.
So the next series we're not doing the homage. This was kind of for the first arc, but that doesn't mean we won't return to it. I really wanted Ryan Vela, who is also did some interior pages. He has such a great, scratchy indie style. I really wanted him to do an homage to Vince Locke's Butchered at Birth cover from Cannibal Corpse.
Oh.
Just because his art is so cool, but I couldn't figure out how to work it into the story. The story isn't as gory as you might think, being heavy metal and Drumsticks of Doom, the title.
Yeah.
So I was like, you know what? I'd rather he do the Megadeth one, and then we'll try to work that one in later. So that was kind of the one. And I think Ryan pitched me. He wanted to do Show No Mercy from Slayer. So there's a couple that we still got out there.
Oh, that's cool. The 3D printed drumstick display.
Yeah, I think you got called away by a beast, but we got it right here.
Yeah.
Huh?
Yeah,
that's awesome.
Fellow awesome creator Carissa Grant turned me on to a guy. I thought, she found this guy on Etsy. I thought I was going to get this like those Moldaramas or whatever you get at the zoo or whatever. That was going to be this cheap falling apart. It's like hard as hell. Like it's like hard plastic, and it's like super cool. I'm very happy with them. They're about 6 inches tall.
I'm always worried about doing stuff like that just for shipping. Like it's out of my system of shipping, because when I'm shipping, I just have books. So I'm just like, done.
Yeah.
And as much as you can, if you can stay to that, because after people kept asking, right? It's Drumsticks of Doom. I'm a drummer. It's metal influence. When are you going to do drumsticks? Can I get a drumstick? I'm like, fine. You guys want drumsticks? So last campaign we did the glow in the dark drumstick. And I knew it. I just knew it. It was a bad idea. It's impossible to ship. It's huge as hell. It doesn't fit in a box. So I did a limited amount. I've kind of gotten over that fear now. I know that I can kind of ship anything, but I wouldn't recommend it. The awkwardness of those are going to be.
I like the guitar pick. The guitar pick, because it's simple. It's in line with the theme, and most importantly, you can put it in the back of a sleeve.
Exactly. Stickers, guitar picks. People, please continue to back these. We did a crossover with your best friend Travis Gibb. We did a Grand Estate Punk Drumsticks of Doom one.
That's a good crossover.
I love these. They're cheap to make. They're cheap to buy, so they're cool to just kind of throw in for people, and they're easy to ship. So please, people. But I can't deny people were excited about the drumsticks. I never hit that. I never got to play Madison Square Garden or anything, so I've never been able to like throw out my drumsticks in a show. Or so to have people like they wanted mine signed, the ones I used that I played in the intro video, I had those signed, so that it made me feel like a rock star. Like, oh, people actually want this stuff, and they might just play it in their house. So it was a nice moment, but it's a pain in the ass. I have a feeling, I know people have shipped out these the resin statues, and like they break in the mail, and then you got to ship another one. It's like, oh, there's so many things.
Do you have a deal with Comics Wellspring to put an ad in your Kickstarter page for them?
Yes, they offer a discount if you put on their page. They actually have, for anybody who's an independent creator who's watching, they have a 20% off code right now until April. I don't work for them, but I want to share that. So, but if down the road, if you don't have that and you know you're going to print through them, they give you 10% off if you put their ad on your page. If you're
Oh,
going
that's sweet.
they used to do
definitely-
15, but the cheapskates, they went down.
You know what it is? I mean, I print all my books with them, and you get rewards sometimes if you have an account. I don't know if they let you stack discounts.
They do not.
Yeah,
They do
so
not.
it's-
Yeah, if you do the reward points, they don't let you use both. If you, the only thing you can do is if you have like a credit, like if there was an order issue or they gave you a credit, you can use that. But no, you can't stack the codes. You can't stack your rewards. So, but 10% is 10%. It saves me mostly shipping and tax. So
yeah, shipping is the big one. I've actually
Yeah.
started looking at local printers. I'm trying to get a local printer around here, which I think for New York City, like the most metropolitan area.
Yeah, it shouldn't be that difficult.
There's got to be some comic printer that I can work with, but
Even
I
if there's
found-
one like upstate.
you think Chicago too, but I think it's just with all the prices of everything going up. I don't think it's worth places to
Yeah,
have a space where they have huge printers and stuff.
I
Thomas
I,
Wellspring is
um,
actually in Michigan. I could probably, it's about 5 hours away. I could probably pick it up if I had a big enough order.
You know what I like. It's also time, just the time of waiting and shipping and stuff like that. The fact that I could just drive over to someplace
Yeah.
and see a proof, order it right there. But so there's a bunch of places that say they do comics around New York. I haven't reached out to them yet. I've reached out to regular printers to see if they could do comic books. And the guy was like, what do you need? And then I said, do you have something that can cut and staple books? And he's like, oh yeah, absolutely. What's your order? And I'm like, just tell me how much for like 25 copies. He was like, it was going to be like $14 a book. I was like, yeah,
No,
not gonna work.
can't do
Yeah.
that.
But I was just curious. I'm just exploring, just trying to get information. I wasn't expecting a miracle, but
If
Yeah,
you
so
I'm
are
hoping to
doing
find one near Toronto when I get home. So yeah, that'd be badass too.
so
home, you're flying home for
Yep.
right now?
going.
No.
back to Canada.
In March, I'm heading home.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah. I've kept it kind of quietish, but yeah,
Does the Canadian government know this?
they'll find out when I get there.
Have you informed them that you're crossing the border?
They'll figure it out.
They'll be like, something seems off today.
Get away from the food.
Yeah,
Sarah.
I would stock up on whatever you need comics wise. I know another mutual friend of ours, Ryan Howitt. It's difficult.
Not listening to
Again,
me.
you would think these major cities, Toronto, New York, Chicago would have access, but he's like, no, it's cheaper for me to print in the
I know,
States
I
and have
want
it
to.
drive over and pick it up.
Yeah.
Damn it.
I'm
And
jealous
that-
of
and
Travis that he can just drive over to Comics Impressions and get his.
I
book.
think he's still driving though, like 4 hours or so. But yeah, I mean,
Yeah, Chad Perkins lives by Comics Wellspring in Michigan too. I've actually had him pick up a small order for me and ship it because it was cheaper.
Thank you.
They charge you through the S, to ship. So
oh, that's smart.
yeah. So if you know somebody nearby, you might be able to hook it up. But
Let's
yeah,
get
all the price of
some
printing
close
is going
to
up, and then shipping went up again. Media mail went up again. It's like every 3 months there's something squeezing us out of this whole thing.
Yeah, they're trying.
They're trying.
Yeah. So, how long have we been doing this for? 38 minutes, really?
38 minutes.
So,
I mean,
anything else you guys want to bring up?
No, I appreciate the chat, and
Yeah.
anybody. Obviously, we know money's tight, and this is a big book, so I certainly understand people can't all plunk down, $25 on a independent trade, but if you can share it out there, it really does help.
yes.
Um,
I
We
think
had-
you're in good shape.
yeah, I think we are too. You know how these things go, though, Frank. There's the goal, and then there's the real goal, which is much higher. If this
Isn't the real goal holiday spirits money? Is that the real
That's
goal?
exactly what I told you, Travis. I need that holiday spirits money. I need that Cthulhu Invades money, but I'll take the.
Oh
holiday.
my gosh.
If I could get to 5 figures, this is. I'm very grateful for where we're at. Funded almost every book I've launched in the last 4 years. But if I could get to 5 figures just once, I could fund the whole next series. So that just sets us up. Like
Yeah.
and then I don't have to go book to book with Dan, and he's a working artist, and he's so great, and he waits for my measly payments I give him. But if I could get to 5 figures on this, then we could print a whole bunch of books. we're set up for the next few years, and then I can just be like, Dan, here's a check, draw the next series, and that would
Let's
just
do
be
it.
great.
Yeah.
Make things easy. Not for nothing, those books that Travis puts together, he makes his goal, but they're a lot of work, and money just flies out the door before you know it.
And I tease him about it, but he's told me like the budget, and I'm like, because even if you pay every creator $25, which I know he pays more, it adds up. And I know I've done books like that. It's just people don't understand. Though those kind of books are $8 to $10 grand before you even go to print.
People see the funding
do it
total,
right.
and they don't even realize that number, first off, is not what you get in your account.
No.
Secondly, it's just it's so expensive to put those huge books together.
Yep, shipping them, printing them, and then I know that I usually set the goal about 75% of what I really need, and then kind of scrape it out afterwards. Selling books, but I know he does the same. So
Honestly, there's nothing wrong with funding something realistically, and then trying to take it the rest of the way yourself.
Yeah.
So
And Sean, I feel you. I'll shit myself if I ever hit 5 figures. Belial 4, my friend. Belial 4.
Yeah.
All right. Well, thank you for people who have been watching, tuning in.
Yeah.
John, thank you for seeing the link and deciding to jump on. I don't want people to be shy. This is not a closed party.
I'm glad I caught you on my lunch break. I'm going back to work to earn my actual money that I can invest back into the comic book.
That I can lose.
Until
Take
next
it
time,
easy, guys.
Peace.